Press already. I think so. Yeah, I'm live now. Yeah. Okay. Can you see me? Really, I just see myself. Yeah. Can you see where I'm live now? Live okay, can. Thanks. Why? Hello. I'm sorry for the technical error. First time doing Facebook Live because my other assistant 𝐶𝐨𝐤𝐢𝐧𝐠 is not around to help me. So I'm sorry for the delay. Can you all see me? I don't know. I really don't know. I think I'm live but can you help me to let me see Just give me 1 minute. I go to my phone if I can see anything on my phone, right? So if you can help me just by keying in some comments, so at least I know I am talking to somebody okay. Let me see. Okay. Oh yeah, I see. I see the comments here on my laptop. Okay. Thanks very much. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So I will not bother with my phone anymore. Right. Okay. Hey, thanks everyone for your patience. I'm so sorry. I mean for the slight delay because this is the first time I'm doing it. Usually 𝐶𝐨𝐤𝐴𝐳 will be here to help me, but since tonight is busy, so I'll be doing this myself. Right. So thank you very much for being here with me tonight. I have already shared this afternoon. The topic for tonight will be about developers giving discount, right? So let me see who is here, right? So okay, 𝐡𝐨𝐤𝐬𝐧𝐠, hi, you are here. Rian Zhang, Ernest Kwa, right? So if for anyone who is here, can you just maybe say hello to me so at least I know who you are, right? So I know I'm live now, right? But at least I know who is my audience at least you can help me, right? Otherwise I feel that I'm just talking to a blank screen. I see my own faces and nothing else. Okay, right? So tonight I don't suppose it will be very long, right? Definitely shorter than last week. If you remember last week it was like I think more than 1.5 hours, so it was really very long, right? So today I hope to be a shorter session. Okay. I've got some slides I want to share with you guys. Let's go straight to the point, right? Let me see how to do this. Again, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, I'm trying to figure out. I think there's a share screen button somewhere. Let me just go and find it. Share screen. Oh, I can't share screen. How come I can't share my screen? Doesn't allow me to share my screen. Strange. Okay, never mind. It's really not important. Okay, really not important. Lucky I got this backup with me here. Okay, so what is this backup? This backup is this trusty whiteboard. So you all can see, right? Okay, you all can see. I just later I will write something on it right? So anyway, the slides are not very important, right? Important is more of my explanation. Okay, so I think since again there's some problem with showing you guys the slide, so I won't really bother and start waste more time to do this, right? So okay, let's get straight to the point. Okay, I think today is a very nice continuation, right? Nice continuation from where we ended off last week. Where we ended off last week is really about finding undervalued properties with capital appreciation potential. Okay, that is what we are focused on. Okay, so coincidentally, in the last 1 week, we saw 2 newspaper articles, right? The first one was last Wednesday, where it was reported that 38 Jervois, the developer, is giving huge discount, right? So maybe I just write up here, okay, so you can see. Okay, I got right here, you can see 38 Jervois, right? So this is the development, right? The developer is giving huge discount, right? How much? In the region of I think up to 20%, right? Okay, up to 20% discount. Okay, if y'all cannot see or cannot hear, or break in connection, please type something in the comment section, so at least I know that you guys are hearing me, because as I said, I prefer to face a live audience. Doing this kind of like behind the screen kind of thing, sometimes it's very difficult. I don't know how you guys are responding, but at least now that is the only thing I can do, because we can't do face to face now. Okay, so hope you have your understanding in this. So please help me to respond a bit. If you cannot hear, cannot understand, or whatever, you have questions, just type in the comment section below. I will read it. Right? So 38 Jervois, developer is giving up to how much? Right? Up to like 20%, or maximum about 547,000. Okay, so that was the news reported last Wednesday. Okay, about this discount. So shortly after that, within 1 week, all the remaining units, 16 units, were also okay, right? And then today, if you look at the Business Times again, there was this newspaper article report saying that developers may start to dangle huge discount, okay, for to move their properties, right? To move their properties. So the question is really, if you see this kind of report, you really start to wonder, in the next, maybe the next 3 months, 4 months, what is the reaction going to be from the developer? Are they going to give you more discounts, something like this kind of, this kind of amount, 6-figure, to incentivize property buyers or investors, or even people like yourself, to clear some of their units? Okay, so let's start off about 38 Jervois first. Although I know it's a historical example already, but it is very recent, right? Historical because all the units were sold already. So today, I don't think you can buy any more units. I think the developer has already cleared all 16 units. Okay, so the question is really, is it really something which is worth buying, right? Let's be very straightforward here. 38 Jervois, is it something which is which you should consider buying, with the discount, right? I think that is the question. So in the recent last few days, I have posted a Facebook post, right? If you want to read, you can go to my Facebook post and you'll be able to see the post. It was just a few days ago. So what did I write about it, right? So in my post, I was wondering whether with this discount that the developer is giving, right, is it really worth something which you should seriously consider? Okay, so I didn't answer that Facebook post. Okay, I will leave the answers for tonight, because again, if you scroll and read at my Facebook post, a lot of people commented, and some gave very good opinions, right? Some gave very good comments and raised some very good consideration points. So after reading all those things, I really feel that I should maybe do something like tonight, so that I can address this thing and also share with you guys my own opinion on how I look at 38 Jervois with the discount. Okay, so okay, let's look at the first thing. So now we have got this development, 38 Jervois. Okay, and when I look at this place here, it was initially sold at about 2004 PSF, right? That was the price it started selling a few years ago. Okay, so the first unit was sold in December 2016. Okay, that was the first unit. It was sold in December 2016. So until June 2019, which is last year, okay, that was the last unit it was sold. So this was the first unit, and the last unit was the number 11 unit. Okay, right? So okay, we know all these things, and the transactional price around this during these 2.5 years were about this price here, 24. Okay, and when I look at this discount, I ask myself, okay, where should I put this property? I think I have an issue there. Okay, if you look at where this Jervois area is located, by right it is located in District 10. Okay, District 10. This is in District 10. So let me get another color, right? So this is in District 10, D10. So what is D10? D10 consists of your Tanglin, Bukit Timah, and a bit of the Holland area, right? So that is District 10. But this Jervois area actually is very at the corner of District 10. Okay, right. So it is at the southern edge of the Tanglin area. Okay, so if you read today's sorry, not today, is it last week's? Yeah, last week's article, right? Last week when they reported about Jervois, 38 Jervois having that discount. Okay, one of the property consultant, her name is Christine Lee, mentioned that for a 915 square feet unit selling at after the discount price, which is 2100 PSF, it is considered the cheapest PSF transacted in the Tanglin area in the last 2 years, right? Okay, so that was the comment, which I do agree, right? So if you look at District 10 properties, the new launches, right, easily they are going for about 25 to 35, right? 2005 to 3005, okay, right? So that is the real location for Jervois, right? 38 Jervois in District 10, right? But I wouldn't, I would forgive someone to think that Jervois may also lie in District 9, right? What is District 9? Where is District 9? District 9 refers to Orchard and River Valley, right? So if you can, imagine River Valley Road actually is very long, right? Very long. So all the way from Boat Quay, one end is Boat Quay, then the other end is really at the Jervois area. So the thing is, that end, the Boat Quay, that end, right, is really the District 9, right, and Orchard area, okay? And this Jervois actually, if you go out to the main road, that is the River Valley Road already, okay? So the thing is that some people may think that, okay, maybe Jervois is in District 9. Again, District 9, the new launches, what kind of prices are they launching at? Also quite high, about 2425, right? 2425 and above, 28 to 29 also, So the thing is, okay, that is for District 9. Then closer to just where the Jervois area is, next door is the Red Hill area, Red Hill Alexandra area. That is District 3, right? District 3. So District 3, of course, is the cheapest of the 3 districts, right? So District 3, we have got things like, the Crest, Principal Garden, and Alex Residences, right? Okay, so these are in District 3, right? And their typical price is about 1,009 to 2,000, okay? So when I look at the discount given by the developers, I had an issue. I do not know, should we follow on paper District 10 prices, right? The District 10 prices where 2,100 for new launch is really very cheap, right? Or should we compare it with somewhere, which is maybe closer to where we can relate this property with, right? Maybe the District 3 or River Valley, right? So the thing is, if I compare with District 9 and 10, obviously 2,100 after the discount seems a very attractive price, right? Let's be honest about it, right? Because most of the new launches today in District 9 and 10 are selling above 2,005, okay? However, I would prefer to compare it with Red Hill area because I think location-wise, in terms of proximity, I feel more comfortable. It's just a personal opinion, okay? I feel more comfortable comparing 38 Jervois with the Red Hill cluster, right? Which is just separated by one road, which is the Prince Charles Road, right? So the Principal Garden, the Crest, Alex Residences, all these property. And when I saw these properties, they were only going for about 1,009 to 2,000. Then I don't think, even after discount at 2,100, 38 Jervois seems that attractive anymore, right? So that is the first thing, right? First thing, location, just like me right now, okay? Location and price, right? So which location, meaning to say that whether is it District 3, District 10, District 9, right, will determine what kind of pricing you are benchmarking 38 Jervois with after the discount. So as I said, my preference is I would look at District 3, right? I would benchmark 38 Jervois with District 3 properties, right? And I feel that 2,100 may not be that attractive because it was already on the high end, right? But that is just my personal opinion, right? I don't think people are wrong to, if they benchmark, 2,100 PSF after the discount with really District 10 properties or District 11 properties. I think that's perfectly fine as well. As I said, it is a matter of personal interpretation, right? So, okay, that is about the location and the price. So for me, 38 Jervois on a price and a location perspective, may not seem very attractive, but I do understand that, if people really look at 38 Jervois, comparing it really with the District 9 and 10 properties, it may seem very attractive, the pricing, right? Okay, so that's the first point here, which I want to mention. Now, coming to the second point is the size. Okay, size of the condo which they are selling, right? So most of the units remaining, in fact, are about 818 square feet, 818 square feet, and they are 3-bedroom dual key, right? 3-bedroom dual key. So it is, if you imagine, I'm sure most of you know what dual key is. Dual key means a unit has got one house has got two separate units, right? So if you imagine, you go in, you open the door, on one unit is actually a studio, the other unit is a two-bedroom unit. Okay, so when I look at the floor plan, I was a bit I could imagine that 818 square feet for 3-bedroom dual key is really very small, right? And I seriously wonder what kind of spacing, okay, is it, am I expecting within this one unit, which is going to cost about $2 million, right? That was the first thing that came to my mind, because if you have seen show flats with 3 bedrooms that are 800 to 900 square feet today, okay, not very common, but you can also find them in the market. Usually those smaller projects, right, their 3-bedroom is can go below 900 square feet, right? So even some bigger projects, they also have 3 bedrooms that are 800 plus square feet. So if you have seen one of those projects, the show flat with a 3-bedroom, the size that is about between 800 to 900 square feet, okay, you go in, you can really feel the difference compared to another 3-bedroom, which is maybe about 1000 to 1001 square feet. Okay, right? You can really feel the difference, right? So to make it worse, this 818 square feet, is a dual key, meaning to say that when you go into the unit, the first 2 meter square, 3 meter square in front of you, that is a wasted space, because that is the foyer. Foyer is a common space that goes into 2 separate units, right? So you waste that space. So the thing is, the unit is already so small at 818 square feet, right? And you still waste space on the foyer. Okay, I give you an example. I remember, I think it was last year. Okay, I went to this property, okay, called Lattice One. Lattice One is a new launch, small development along the Upper Thomson area. Okay, Lattice One. So when I went to Lattice One, they have got 3-bedroom units. 3-bedroom units going for 861 square feet. 861 square feet, right? And when I go into the actual show flat and see the 3-bedroom 861 square feet, obviously it wasn't very big. I mean, the kitchen is quite small. It's really like, you can't barely even stand 2 person inside. Okay, there's no yard, the washing machine is like under one of the kitchen, kitchen cabinets, right, hidden there. And then the living and dining room is quite small as well, right? And the 3 bedrooms, I think one of the bedrooms is like, you put one bed, you can't put anything else already, right? You really no space to put anything else. You put one bed plus the built-in wardrobe, there's nothing else or anything else already, right? That is one of the bedrooms. Then the other 2 bedrooms is still okay, slightly bigger, but also you really can't do anything much, right? Except maybe one single bed or one super single bed. That's it, right? So if that is a 861 square feet unit, which I'm seeing, right, at Lattice One, then what about this? Even worse, right? 818 square feet unit. And the fact is that the space is wasted on a dual key component, which is a foyer area. So whatever remaining space, livable space there are inside the unit is going to be even smaller than my experience at Lattice One. Okay, right? And on top of that, there's a balcony as well, as usual, right? And then there are like 2 aircon ledges. So all these are all wasted space. Wasted space. You can't use them, right? So I would imagine in terms of the size, right, this is really quite. I think it is quite quite small, very hard to live in. So of course the counter argument may be, people may say, oh, I'm buying for investment, I'm not going to stay there, right? Since the developer is giving a good discount, I grab the discount and that's it, right? I just want to buy at a good price. Yes, I think that is that is a logical point of view. And if you look at the River Valley area, there are like studio 300 plus square feet unit that people are still renting, and the rent can be around $2,000 per square feet. Sorry, $2,000 a month. Okay, so I believe people may still, you can still find tenants, right? But I just feel that, if given the choice, I would want to go for something which is more comfortable, right? Like a proper 3-bedroom, at least 900 plus square feet, or about 1,000, right? 1,000 square feet. So I think, it is more suitable for, maybe I can even rent to families, right? Families, or even like small families, or even, I do room rentals. I think that's fine, right? But the size here, I think, is really a bit too small for my own personal preference, personal liking. So again, that is my personal point of view, right? So size, I don't really like it because I think it's really too small. Okay. Now the third thing is regarding the performance, right? And performance is actually the main reason which I really, don't feel comfortable about this project, right? Okay, let me shift this thing. Yeah, okay, right. So that is better, more in the center. So what do I mean by performance? You see, the thing is that why is the developer giving the discount now, huge discount now? It's because they want to save on the additional buyer stamp duty, right? Otherwise, their 5 years timeline actually already up already. They need to pay in which month? February this year. They need to pay because they have not finished, selling all the units. So they need to pay the ABSD. Okay. So because of the COVID situation and government extend by the deadline by another 6 months, that's why that developer has the chance to postpone this, deadline till August this year. So in June, they decided, okay, let's clear all the units and no need to pay ABSD. That's why they came out with this huge discount now. Okay. So when I say performance, it really means how well has this project been selling, right? That is my main question, right? So if you see from here, the first unit they sold was in actually December 2016, okay, right? And in the course of that 2.5 years to June 2019, okay, they sold only 11 units. 11 units means every month they are selling, the developer is selling less than 1 unit, per month on average, right? Such that by the time it reached June 2019, they sold 11 units, and this project has got 27 units, right? Total 27 units, right? So means that they have got 16 units, 16 left, right? 16 units left, okay? Which they cleared off within the last week because they gave the big discount, right? So the thing is, when I look at this thing, there were two things which relating to performance that came to my mind. Number one is that in that 2.5 years from 2016 to 2019, they only sold like less than 1 unit a month. So I really do not know what they are doing, right? Is a developer, seriously marketing their properties and pushing out to buyers, looking out for buyers, or they are just sitting around not doing anything? I really don't know, right? So but the fact is that no buyer seems to be buying, right? Because in that 2.5 years, only 11 units were sold. So that's number one, right, for me. Number two is that how come in the last 1 year, if they know that this ABSD is going to be an issue in 2020 February, right? And when the last unit was sold in June 2019, right, they still have got 16 more units to go. 16 more units to sell in the next 8 months so that they can avoid this ABSD. Then the question is, why is the developer not doing anything to push for these 16 units to be sold, right, within these 8 months so that they can meet the February 2020 deadline? That is my question, right? So on one hand, the developer may not be doing much marketing, right? That may be a reason that not many buyers buy, okay? But I would suppose another reason why a lot of buyers are not buying, right, is because of the project itself. The things I mentioned, right? What are the things I mentioned? Number one, the price. Before the discount was 2004. So the thing is, if a project is hot selling, obviously buyers will have bought already, right? Don't even need a discount now, okay? So the fact is that in the last 1 year, no buyers went to buy the 12 unit, right? Is there something wrong with this project, right? Means that maybe it can give me an insight that at 2004 per square feet, right, buyers are not prepared to pay for this location and this project. That is the conclusion I'm getting, all right? Because I think buyers are smart enough today. If the project is really so good, I mean so attractive, right? Even the developer do not do much marketing, I think the project can still sell at a good pace, right? So the thing is, this project doesn't seem to be selling over the years, right? I would associate this more towards, buyers don't really feel comfortable with this project rather than developer, not doing anything to push this project. Okay, so as I said, buyers I think generally are not comfortable with this project at a price at 2004 per square feet. Okay, at this area, right? So again, what kind of benchmark are they benchmarking with? Is it District 9 property, District 10 property, or District 3 properties like myself? I do not know. But this is the fact that the property has sold very poorly over the last, 3 years. Okay, so it must be telling me something about the buyer's perception of this property, right? So maybe the price is too high for this location and this project, or maybe they also have an issue with the size. They feel that it's a bit too small. They can only buy and as investment, and they can't really stay inside because it's really too small, and they may they may not want to invest in a $2 million property because before the discount is about how much was it? It's almost $2 million property, right? So they may feel that investment $2 million property, maybe I don't buy this. I go and buy something cheaper at 900,000, 1 million, 1.2 million. I think I can afford. I feel safer, right? So that may also affect the performance that we are seeing now. Okay, so that also may be a reason, a contributing factor, the size, right? Then the third thing is that I think also has to do with the small project, only 27 units, right? So if you can imagine today, of course, today if you look at the new launches, in the market, there are big projects like a few 1,000 plus units, right? There are also smaller projects like maybe less than 100 units, and I can safely say that usually the bigger projects, the few hundred units and above, those kind of size the projects the bigger ones can sell better, and in future in the resale market it will perform better as well, right? This is my own observation. Okay, so the thing is that if people buy like this kind of small project, 27 units only, or some other projects which are like 50, 60 units, right? I think it becomes very challenging in terms of in future when they want to sell this project, because nobody knows, nobody have heard of this, right? Okay, you ask anybody, for example, do you know Red Hill there's this project called the Crest or Principal Garden or Essential Sky? I think most people would know, or rather there would be more people knowing these big projects rather than if you ask them, have you heard of 38 Jervois, right? So before this news announcement, before this became the big news last week, I can tell you almost nobody knows what is 38 Jervois, to be honest, because it is so small. It's only 27 units, right? Okay, so who really know this project? So if now at the new launch phase, nobody even knows this project, if it goes to the resale market in the next few years, okay, imagine how are you going to sell this, right? Okay, how are you going to sell this? It becomes even more challenging. Okay, so having looked at all these reasons alone, right? All these reasons in totality, I feel that even after the discount at 2100 PSF, okay, I will still not consider this. I will still not consider this because I don't feel comfortable, right? Based on all these reasons, right? The price, I think, even after the discount is still a bit on the high side, okay, a bit on the high side. And the size of the interior, I think, is really very small. And of course, the performance over the years, I think it is also a note of caution that buyers are not, generally do not perceive this property very well, such that now they can't really sell. Okay, they can't really sell. Okay, so that is my opinion on 38 Jervois. So even after the discount, I think I seriously do not think it is anything fantastic, right? But good for the developer, they managed to clear everything, so I think they will save a bit in terms of the ABSD and they can move on to do other things. Okay, right? So that is for 38 Jervois, right? Okay, then coming to the implication, because the last 1 week we saw a lot of all this, two newspaper reports, right? One was about 38 Jervois, then the other one was actually today about developers may dangle more discount to give to the future buyers. So the question is, do we seriously expect developers to to maybe, you know, give you bigger discount, right? Starting from this example here, 38 Jervois, maybe they are the, you know, they set the precedence for developers to seriously consider selling at a cheaper price. Okay, so what is the implication here? Okay, we come and talk about the implication, right? Implication about developers giving discount. Implication about developers giving discount. Okay, right? So I got 4 points here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. The first point is reputation. Okay. What do I mean by reputation? Okay. Now I need you to imagine. Okay. I need you to imagine you are a buyer, right? You are a buyer who is going to buy, let's say, a property. Okay, a property. Okay. So imagine today you go and buy, or make it simple. Okay, make it simple, right? Imagine you have bought 2 years ago, you bought 38 Jervois, right? You are one of the 11 buyers who bought 38 Jervois 2 years ago. Okay. Now, you bought 38 Jervois at 2400 PSF 2 years ago. So you're very happy. You own a property now. Okay. But unfortunately, right, developer came and slashed the price by 300 PSF and sold the remaining 16 units at a cheaper price than you bought. Okay. So my point is that how would you feel? Right, for the 11 buyers? Okay. Obviously you don't feel good because straight away, you know, you bought at 2400 and now your neighbors are buying cheaper. And the worst thing is that they come in at a later stage, you know, they come in at a later stage than you, right? You bought 2 years ago, they come in only now. Okay. So my point is this, you know, if we position ourselves as a developer now, don't talk about us as a buyer. If you imagine yourself as a developer, okay, right? When you launch a property, when you launch your, let's say, 500 unit condo, okay, again, developer psychology, right? If you are the developer, do you want to sell a lot very quickly or sell very little, you know, over the same period of time? So over the same period of time, let's say 1 year or 6 months, the first 6 months, do you hope to clear 200 units or do you hope to clear only 20 units? Obviously, the more units you sell within a faster period of time, the more money your revenue will come in, and you can go and pay the bank loan and pay the contractor and pay everybody, right? So it helps your cash flow, okay? Because the developers will also take financing to build all these projects, right? So the thing is that you would want to reward those buyers who help you to buy the project at the initial phase. That is why, if you notice, all the new launches are usually at the early stages, the first 3 months, right? The pricing is always the lowest one, the lowest. Then as the project, you know, slowly progress towards TOP, right? Then developer may start to raise the price a bit, may start to, you know, stage out the price, right? Because why? Because they want to capture more of the profits, right? So after they cross the 50% mark, 60% mark, okay, 50% total units sold, 60% of the total units are sold, right? Then the remaining 30%, 20% of the units, okay, they may start to raise the price. Okay, so their thinking is very simple. Okay, I only got 20% of my units left. I already sold 80% already. Okay, I still got another 9 more months of TOP. So I raise the price by, let's say, 5%. Okay, so future buyers from now on come and buy, they need to pay 5% more than those previous buyers. Okay, is it fair? Obvious, it's fair. Why I do this? Because I want to let my previous buyers, the early buyers who have supported me in my project, feel good, right? They bought at 1005 PSF. Okay, so after 2 years, I raise the price, I'm selling at 1006 PSF, right? So they'll feel that, oh, I buy early, I get rewarded because I buy at a lower price, 1005 PSF. My neighbor come in now, later, 2 years later, they pay at a higher price, 1006 PSF. So it's fair, because there's also opportunity cost for me, because I am waiting for 3 years from now, I buy, 3 years later, then TOP. Okay, so my money is locked inside there. Compared to someone who just come in, you know, 2 years later, 2 years after me, they have the cash to roll for 2 years, you know, right? So the thing is, it is fair that, you know, those later buyers who come in, they pay a higher price. Okay, and developers actually help you in terms of giving you that paper profit, because if you have bought at 1005 PSF at the launch, right, 2 years later, your neighbor come in, they buy 1,007 PSF. Obviously, they cannot fight you because they are buying $200 more expensive than you. So subsequently, in future, when you want to sell, you sell for 1,007, you already make $200 already. But your neighbors can't, you see, they don't make money. Okay, so the thing is that for developers, if you are a developer, obviously what you will do is you will offer the best pricing during the launch in hope that you can clear as many units as possible. That is where, if you look at any new launches in Singapore, the initial, the 2 to 3 months leading up to the project launch, plus maybe the next 6 months, usually developers will put in a lot of money to do publicity, right? Do a lot of marketing, right? Because after 6 to 9 months, the project becomes stale already. Everybody know already, so no more appeal already, right? So that is the crucial moment, that crucial period, few months, that developers have to capture as much business as possible. Okay, so the thing is, developers will price the lowest price to attract buyers to buy so that they can move as many units as possible. Okay, riding on the publicity. Okay, and later buyers, they come in. Okay, they pay a higher price. It's fair. Okay, but now we have got this, developer, 38 Jervois, doing the opposite, right? Means that you come in early, 2004 PSF, right? Okay, thank you very much, right? Then now, 2 years later, I cannot sell. I want to avoid ABSD. I slash my price. Okay, I potong until I sell at 2,100. I clear all my units, right? So obviously, you as an early buyer, the developer didn't help you. In fact, the developer come and sabotage you by slashing your price. Okay, this kind of thing is, I would say, is not very common in Singapore. Has it happened before? Yes, it has happened before. Okay, on a few developments, right? It has happened before. Okay, but on a large scale, actually, it is very rare, right? In fact, in the last, I would say last 5 years, I hardly see developers doing this kind of thing. That means to say that early buyers come in, buy at this price, and then subsequently the buyers who come in buy at a lower price. I hardly see this kind of thing, right? Usually it's early buyers come in low price, then subsequent buyers come in higher price, right? So, but this is the reverse. So what's the implication here? The implication here is that obviously there may be a bit of reputational risk and a bit of a grudge from those buyers who bought early, right? Because not their fault, they bought early because they believe in the project, they think that they are securing at a good price. But then who knows, the developer come and slash their price and started selling the remaining units at a cheaper price, then obviously they straight away suffer paper losses, right? So reputational loss, reputation risk means that next time if the same developer, I can tell you, the same developer launch another condo, right? Honestly, nobody dare to buy already. Nobody dare to buy early because people will this kind of thing. The observant ones, they will see and they will know that, oh, last time 38 Jervois, this thing happened, right? So will the developer in the next project, do the same thing? I better don't buy early. I better wait and see. So it actually, again, it doesn't help the developer because if they do this too many times, that means to say you buy early at this price, then subsequently I cut the price, right? Nobody dare to buy early. Means that next time if they launch the subsequent project, right, who dare to buy early? Because they remember from the past experience, these developer always do this kind of thing, right? Nobody dare to buy early. Then they launch already, they cannot sell. Then in the end, who suffer? Developers suffer. Because why? Investors got a lot of choice. They don't buy this project, they can buy other project. But developers really need, during the launch to move as many units as possible. Okay, so doing this kind of thing, actually it is not, I would say, it's not very healthy to the so-called the reputation and the I would say the perception for the developer. But I think developer is a small developer is one of those very small ones, and I'm not sure what other projects they want to launch. Okay, so I think if they want to do this to clear the units, they may have their own reasons. But I'm just saying in general, right? Any developers who do the reverse, that means I launch at this price. Subsequently, the later buyers who come in, I sell them at a lower price. Is not going to do much benefit to the developer. Of course, that is a longer term. They may feel certain consequences, but of course, near term they want to avoid the ABSD and all those things. That is obviously their objective. Otherwise, they won't slash the price. Okay, but in future, people may not perceive their projects so well. Okay, because they have this fear that eventually they may, or in future they may do the same thing. Okay, so that's for reputational risk, right? Risk. Okay, now what's the second implication? Second implication, I will use a famous saying. Okay, I just write it here, right? All that glitters is not gold. Okay, have you heard of this saying? All that glitters is not gold. I still remember during my secondary school days, secondary 3, I was in secondary school, obviously, right? So I was doing literature, English literature. So English literature, we have to study what? Shakespeare, right? So I studied the Merchant of Venice. So if you know what I mean, Shakespeare wrote a lot of good stories. So Merchant of Venice was one of them. I studied that, right? So there's this guy, I think the name is I think Bassanio or something like. So he want to caught this princess or this lady, I think Portia or something like, I don't know, I think it was a princess or something, right? So the princess tests this guy by giving him 3 cascades to open. One is gold, one is silver, one is bronze, right? So inside we have a key. So if he can correctly open the chest that contains the key, then this princess will marry this guy. Okay, right? So that was the story, okay, for part of the story for Merchant of Venice. Okay, so this is the saying back then, right? Back then. So why I use it here? I feel it's very appropriate because you see, we are talking about developers giving discount here, okay? And 38 Jervois is a very good example because the discount is really substantial. We are talking about 300 to 400,000. You know, it's a lot of money, okay? But the thing is, after I have shared with you my perception of 38 Jervois in the previous flip chart, that I don't feel, even after the discount, I don't feel very comfortable to buy that project. Okay, but obviously we can see other people, other investors, other buyers don't see it in the same way because why? In the last 3 years, they can hardly sell like how many units? In the last 3 years, they hardly sell more than 11 units, right? 3 years only sell 11 units. Then suddenly, within 1 week, right, can sell 16 units. Wow, you see, 3 years cannot even sell 11 units, right? Within 1 week, sell 16 units. So obviously, there's a lot of buyers out there who saw this, few $100,000 discount. They really got excited and they really go and buy this, buy this project, right? 38 Jervois. So the thing is, of course, I'm not saying that, I don't want to say that they make a bad choice or whatever, because a lot of times investment is very subjective. Just like, I like to do this kind of Facebook Live. In fact, I just started doing in fact, today, I'm so sorry. I mean, there's a bit of screw up in terms of the technical issue. I will sort that out. But I always like to share this, my own personal perception and observation with people. I've been doing this since 7 years ago already, since 2017, right? Okay, sorry, 2014. Okay. So the thing is that I strongly believe that some of the insights and the reasoning I share with people are something which I think is very beneficial and I think it helps people. Okay, so for those people who bought, the 16 people who bought 38 Jervois, I'm not saying that they bought a lousy property. It's just that for me, I don't feel that even after the discount I would buy it. That's it. That's for me, right? So whatever I said in the previous flip chart about 38 Jervois, I don't feel very comfortable, right? You can disagree, it's okay, right? You can agree, you can disagree, or you can be neutral, it's fine. I'm just using this platform to share with you guys about how I feel about 38 Jervois because we saw this big discount. Okay, so is this big discount a real discount that will attract people to buy? Obviously, yes. That's why they sold 16 units. But will it attract me to buy? I would say no. I would say no, but that is just me, you see, right? So the thing is, all that glitters is not gold, right? Again, it's my own perception that a lot of times developers give big discount, right? It may not be a real discount, right? People have said that, 38 Jervois, before the discount, 2004 PSF was already overpriced. Maybe it's overpriced because how do we determine whether a project is overpriced or underpriced or at the right price? We won't know. Okay, one way to know is we see the project, see whether a lot of people buy or not. Right? If a lot of people buy that project, a lot of people go and grab, go and 100 units sold within 1 day. Obviously, people believe in the project and they feel that the price is right. That's why everybody go and buy. But if the project is price so high, then maybe in 3 months they only can sell 2 units only, right? So the thing is that I think a lot of people felt that 38 Jervois was overpriced, 2004 PSF. That's why in the last 3 years, they cannot even sell like more than 27 units only, 27 units. So hard to sell, man. Honestly, 27 units, wow, take 3 years also cannot sell finish, right? So the thing is, I feel maybe a lot of buyers feel that 2400 PSF for this project and this location maybe is overpriced. So now they give the 300 PSF discount. Now the price is about how much? 2001, right? 2001 PSF. So even after the discount, people still think that it's still like neither here nor there lah. Right? If you tell me 1005, maybe people, of course, maybe I would seriously consider to buy 1005 lah, because it's so cheap, you see, right? But in 2001, I think maybe no lah, right? So the thing is, my point is, a lot of times developers give the discount. The discount already priced into the price already. Means to say that, for example, right? Let's say now I'm selling a condo, I'm developer, I sell a condo $1 million, okay, $1 million. $1 million, then let's say I tell you, no discount now, you want to buy $1 million, that's it, okay? Then maybe next month I come out with a discount. How much discount? 30,000 discount, 30,000 discount, okay? 30,000 discount, okay? So the thing is, I may also adjust my price, right? Adjust my price in the sense that I adjust my price to 1.05 million. Okay, 1.05 million. So initially 1 million you buy, that's it, net price 1 million. So during the discount period you buy, my before discount price is 1.05 million. Then I give you 30,000 discount. So in the end your net price is 1.02 million. So let me ask you, which one is cheaper, before discount or after discount, right? That means before discount 1 million or during the discount 1.02 million. Of course, before the discount, right, $1 million, right? So this is what I mean. A lot of times developers give the discount is already priced in somewhere to the property already lah, right? Whether you know or don't know, unless you can go and compare all the units and what has been transacted at what price in the past and those kind of things, right? Then you can have a sense. Otherwise, it is very hard for you to really know whether the discount is it a real discount or actually it's not a discount. That is what I mean here, right? All that glitters is not gold. Okay. Now, then what's the third point? The third point is that what is the third point? I have got it in my PowerPoint slide. Maybe just give me a moment. I refer. Let me refer. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. I remember now. Okay, I remember. Right. It's the headlines. Right. Headlines. What headlines? Newspaper headlines. Right. Look at the newspaper headlines today. Right. Regarding developers giving discount. What were the exact words? I think the exact words were something like, could it be the start of developers giving discount, is it? Yeah, I think I took a photo here. Let me see. Here. Here. Okay, here. Can you see? Can you see? I can see, right? Singapore developers start to dangle discount to move units. Right. So this is the newspaper headlines, okay? Singapore developers start to dangle discount to move units, right? Now, if you read these kind of headlines, what will you think? Let me ask you, what will you think? What will you think? Well, you're very quiet. Since the last guy, Ong Beng Tek, type a yes, I know you're here, Hi Beng Tek, right, okay? You don't ever comment anything, so I don't know whether you're still alive or not. I only see that there are 38 people here watching, about 40 people, right? So maybe you ask, let me ask you this question. When you see these kind of headlines, when you see this headline, right, just now the headline, in today's paper, what is the first thing you think of, right? Can you maybe help me? Type something in the comment, right? When you see this thing, Singapore developers start to dangle discount to move units, what is the thing that you will think of? Okay, come. Type in something. So I know that you're alive, you're not like, switch on this thing and then go and do your thing, and then after this whole thing over already, then come and switch off your computer. Okay, so at least I know you're still there. So what is the thing you think of? Singapore developers start to dangle discount to move units. Come lah. Why so quiet? I talk. I also don't know whether you're still there or not. Hello? Nobody type. Come lah, come. Type something. Please help me type something. So that I know you guys are still there. Right? You guys are still there. What will you think of? Right? Developers start to dangle discount to move units. Come on, so difficult, man. Just type something lah. Type something. Right? What is the first thing if you see this thing? If let's say you're a property investor, you see this headline here today, okay? What is the first thing that you will think of? What is the first thought, first emotion that trigger that will trigger emotion in you. What's the first thing that you think of? Come on, type something. Hello? Can you guys type something, please? Come, type. So difficult to type. Just take your fruits and press. Oh, angry, happy, sad. Wow, looking forward to discount. Wow, 𝐿𝐴𝐿. Right, shook. Let's type something lah. Okay? Are you still there or not? Okay. You all don't want to type anything, right? Okay, never mind. I'll continue lah. Since you all don't want to type anything, I don't waste time. Okay, so you see, when developers give this kind of, not developers, the headlines read this kind of message. What will most people be thinking? Developers start to dangle discount to move units. Start to dangle discount means moving forward, there will be, now is the start, right? Now is the start. Moving forward, there will be more and more developers giving discount, right? Giving discount, okay? So, what is the reaction? If I'm someone who wants to buy a property, what is the reaction after I read this newspaper? Okay, developers start to dangle discount, okay? Start to dangle discount, right? Start to dangle now. So, in the next few months, maybe there will be more and more developers who will dangle discount, and maybe bigger discount, okay? Right? So what will it cost? What will be my action? My action will be, okay, I will wait and see if there's another big discount coming in the next, maybe the next 2 to 3 months, okay? And what is the implication of this kind of reaction? Okay, the implication is that, again, people adopt a wait and see approach. Wait and see approach. Now, the way, I can tell you honestly, by reading the newspaper, Straits Times, Business Times, on property news, I don't know. I feel that it doesn't really help you in terms of making you more aware of how to invest in properties. To be honest, right? To be honest, a lot of times the report, being churned out in the papers, is just very factual, and that's it. Okay, that's it. That means factual reporting. That's it, right? But in terms of the real insight, right? The message, I think it may not be conveying the right message. Okay, what do I mean here? Now, when we invest in properties, I've seen so many. You ask any seasoned property investor, okay, any successful property investor, do they like properties? Obviously, they like properties. They love to invest in properties. Okay, and then you ask them the second question: when do you think is a good time to buy property? Right? Most of the time, they will give you this answer. Anytime is a good time to buy property, as long as you can find a property that has it's a good deal, has good value for money, and all those things. Okay, so successful property investors, they don't try to time the market. Oh, now COVID cannot buy, or I wait 6 months later. Oh, now the price too high, I cannot buy. Oh, now the price go down, I can buy. They don't think like that one, right? So they will always be looking out for good properties, good deal, whether in a good market or bad market. Okay, I can tell you that most of the time. This is what I observe from those, people who are successful in property investing, because I taught so many students. Okay, so the thing is, if after I read this headline telling me that developers are going to start to dangle incentive for me to move their units, right, then the kind of reaction that I will have most likely is to adopt a wait and see approach until the next, I want to see what other big discount is coming. And this is, again, counterintuitive to what I'm trying to say, that people shouldn't be adopting a wait and see approach, right? You want to wait and see, but you must know what you're waiting for and what you're looking to find, right? If you're not sure what you're looking for, right, waiting is just a waste of time, I can tell you, because our whole life, only 30 years we can invest in properties only, right? From 25 years old to 55 years old. This is the working life that people are working, and when we work, we have an income, we can take a loan. Okay, because if you don't have an income, you cannot take a loan, it's very challenging, you can't invest in properties. Okay, so we only have 30 years to invest in property, and property cycle is like, sometimes each cycle is about 5 to 10 years. Okay, you wait for the next cycle to come, whether it's an up cycle, down cycle. Honestly, by the time you wait, doesn't mean that it guarantee will be a good time to buy, right? And also, you may have missed a lot of opportunities along the way, right? So the same thing, 2015, when people were saying that prices were high, okay, prices were high. If you recall 2015, the prices for mass market condo was like 1200 to 1400 PSF. Okay, 1200 to 1400 PSF, new launch, right? That was, people thought it was high. Okay, people thought it was high back in 2015. But today you see, 2020, 1200 to 1400 mass market condo, can find or not? Of course, still can find lah. But a lot of them have already moved up to about 14 to 1700 already, right? So that is the market, you see. So the thing is that my point is that regarding the newspaper report today, and in general, a lot of times when we read the newspaper, don't read too much into what the message is or the kind of reaction that you're going to produce, right? Because a lot of times I think they are just reporting the fact as it is, right? For example, today there's also another report about I think the resale transaction the volume has gone down, but the price are holding steady, right? So of course that's true, because in the last 2 to 3 months we cannot do viewing, so obviously the transaction will go down. But are the prices coming down? No, because the sellers are still asking for market price. So that is factual reporting, right? So that is that is the fact about the market. That's a fact. That's a a factual reflection, right? But when certain kind of reports, like the other report about developers giving discount today, which we are really on this topic tonight, okay, I feel that may be more helpful if we don't read too much into what potentially may happen. That if we try to look forward to too much of this kind of developers giving huge discount and sale, right? Okay, I think it will make us miss a lot of opportunities during the course, right? And don't forget, I've already mentioned this in point 2, that a lot of discounts they give you actually are already priced in already, right? Okay. Now, the last point is I want to answer the question, right? Will it be likely that based on newspaper report today, will it be likely developers will dangle huge discount or more discount in the next few months, right? Okay, my personal opinion is not likely. It's not very likely you see another repeat of 38 Jervois, right? Okay. Maybe a caveat first. You will see possibly more discount from high-end properties. High-end properties means like $2 million, $3 million and above. Okay, those properties they give discount, I think is fine, right? Because like a property, let's say $3 million, for example, $3 million, right? They cannot sell. They sell at $2.7 million. Okay, I think that is fine. Okay, but even at $2.7 million, you have to ask yourself, are there a lot of people who can afford it? Not many, right? So mass market properties are like, for example, 1.2 million. Let's say a mass market new launch, 1.2 million, right? You don't expect a developer to give you until $1 million, right? No, they won't do this, okay? Because this is already affordable as an entry price already, right? So my point is that actually developers have already been giving discount, to be honest, right? It is not that, as what the newspaper say today, that developers will start to give discount, right? They have already been giving discount. Whether this discount is real discount or fake discount is another issue. But developers will come up with star buy units, certain units got special price, promotional price, discount, and all these kind of things. So really, it's like discount is not a new thing in today's market, right? The question is, of course, whether the discount is real or fake, right? Whether the price after the discount you feel comfortable or not. That's it, right? But the discount has always been there, all along has been there. Okay, so moving forward, it will still be there. Okay, for all those mass market condos, it will continue to be there, and I don't think they will give a lot of discount, right? This kind of price below $2 million property, maybe they just give you 30-40K discount, right? That is about the max they will give you. But of course, for higher end ones, those in District 9, 10, 11, those $3-4 million properties, obviously they can give a bit more because the quantum is higher. Okay, so I don't think with 38 Jervois, that example, that precedent that happened last week, I seriously don't think it's going to change anything in terms of developers will start to give more discount, bigger discount, or more developers will start to, if they're not been giving discount, they'll start to give discount. I don't think so, right? That is just an independent, separate example, right? So the last thing I want to mention about is that think of it this way, right? Developers discount. Think about it. Before I end this session, it's so fast, 1 hour. I thought I thought today will be quite fast, today like 20-30 minutes. So I thought sometimes I don't know when to stop, right? But I'm glad that you guys are still around. I think I still see 40 people, right? So the last thing before I end off, I really want to say this thing like that. Think about it this way. If a project is so good, meaning to say that everything is good, location is good, the features are good, the pricing is right, pricing is affordable, okay? Does the developer need to give discount to move the units? Think about it, okay? I'm sure they do not need to, because they know they have a good product, they know that their price is right, they know that even without discount, people will still buy, okay? When you see developers giving abnormally huge discount, right, that is the time that you need to be careful, because obviously they give huge discount, obviously is to move the units. So the question is, why didn't the units move before the discount? Is it because it's overpriced? Is it because the location is bad? Is it because the features are no good? Okay, that is the question, right? So even after the discount, taken into consideration, it may just become a normal project, not an overpriced project. From an overpriced project, it become a normal project. So it is still not, it's still like an average project, right? So my point is really this: good projects, if you can spot them, no need discount, can still buy, can still move, right? Just like, for example, this year in February, you look at the M. The M was launched in Bugis, okay? Within 2 weeks, within 2 weeks, 500 over units. The project has got 522 units, right? 70% was sold within like 2 weeks. 70% is like 300 over units were sold within 2 weeks in February. So why is it that, did the developer give discount? No. But why is it that, in just 2 weeks, 300 over people can go and buy 1 unit at the M? Because very simple, because the M was priced about 2.4 PSF in Bugis. And when people saw that, Midtown, 𝐬𝐞-𝐥𝐥𝐢𝐧𝐠, Midtown Bay, all these are selling for 2.7, 2.8, they know that this price becomes very cheap. That's why people are going to grab this thing, right? Because they already can see next door is the 𝐬𝐞 Midtown already. They can see this. It's not like speculation, They can see how much they are selling, their condos over there next, just across the road. Okay, so when this thing came out, right, developer priced it, the 𝐸𝐴 priced it quite generously. Okay, that's why within 2 weeks, so many people buy. So did the developer give discount to move 300 units? No, they didn't. Right? They have quite a good location, quite a central location, right? Fairly good product, right? And the thing which helps them is that there are more expensive projects around there in the same phase, construction phase, that make this project seems very cheap, very undervalued. Okay, that's why no need to give discount, people will still grab. Okay, so that is really my parting message to you guys, that developer discount sometimes, or most of the time, I can tell you, most of the time, or more often than not, are not as attractive as it seems. Go to point number 2, right? All that glitter is not good. I really love this, I can tell you that, right? It can save you a lot of bad mistakes. Okay, so yeah, as the parting message about developers giving discount, I think 38 Jervois is just a separate independent example. My opinion is that I don't feel very comfortable with it, even after the discount, but obviously some people like it, so it's really, to each his own. That is just my opinion I share with you guys. I hope it makes a bit of sense to you, right? Of course, 38 Jervois is over already because there are no more units left, but I hope what I have shared with you guys can really help you in terms of, analyzing future properties that may come up, or existing properties that you may be interested in, and if it helps you in terms of making better decision, then I think I am most happy to be able to share all this information with you guys, and of course help you guys in the property investment journey. Okay, so I think with that I will end off tonight's session, and I'm really very thankful that almost about 40 of you guys are here tonight with me. And if you have been with me, I mean this last few weeks, this is the 5th or 6th time I'm doing the Facebook Live. In fact, I intend to if I can, every Wednesday, I will do one segment of this. It can be any topic. It can be a newspaper report. It can be something else. It can be a new launch. It can be anything, right? So I don't really have anything planned for the moment, but my intention is that every Wednesday I do something like this, right? Why? Because I think that it is a very good avenue for me to share certain information, certain insight with you guys, and I don't think it takes up a lot of time because you can do it at the comfort of your own home. Even after the event is over, you can still go back to my Facebook page and you know, look at the video at your own, you know, or your own time and your own, you know, your own pace, right? So the that is the intention for me to really, you know, share more information with you guys. As I said, you know, some of you, most of you, I would say, you know, there's a fair bit of my students inside this channel tonight. So the thing is that I've been doing education for so many years, and I think I have some good value that I can share with you guys, whether you are already a seasoned property investor or you are looking to buy your next property or your first investment property. Okay, right? So if you have, you know, found certain value, certain, you know, value in terms of what I share with you, and found that, you know, what I share is really a bit unique and things which you don't really hear from outside, means to say that the media or the property agents or the developers or your friends or whoever else, right, then just help me by leaving some comments, right, some word of maybe appreciation in the comments below, so that at least other people know. And I really appreciate if also you can share, you know, my, you know, this video or whichever video that you found useful with your own friends, so that we can reach out to more people. And at the end of the day, I think I'm just here trying to help more people in terms of their, you know, property wealth creation journey. And honestly, I can't do this alone, and if you guys can help me by sharing with more people, Facebook will have an algorithm to say that, okay, this is good content, and will point out to more people out there, and eventually, obviously, more people will benefit, right? So with that, thank you very much for coming on board tonight. And next week, I will announce again, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, what is the topic for next week, and hopefully I will see you guys then. If you have any questions, just feel free to enter into the comments, or if you have my number, just drop me a number, right, to let me know if you have any issues or any questions regarding properties. I'll be very glad to help you, right? So thank you very much, and I will see you next week. Most likely next week lah, right? I have not come up with the topic, but most likely next week, right? Thank you very much, and have a good night, have a good week ahead. Thank you. Bye bye.